Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to disassemble an AK-47 underfolder from its receiver. Yes, I know this is not a receiver. It's a VZ58 adapter. But the disassembly is the same. Also, it's easy to handle, and you can see more what I'm doing. Now let's start with how the mechanism works. To fold this, you need to straighten the butt. Okay. On the left side, there's a lock button and a swivel ring. Press the button, and when you press the button, see the inside? This piece moves inwards and out of the hole that's in, which is basically the lock position. Okay, so when you press the button, you tilt, this is your receiver, you tilt the whole folder down like this, and you keep turning, keep turning till you hear a snap. And you'll hear a snap right there. At this point, it is on the rifle like this. This is your grip, this is your magazine, okay, and this is the position it would be in. So next, I'll show you the disassembly. Okay, I'm back. The first thing you're going to do is remove that pin from the locking piece inside. Here, I'll show it to you right there. I'll point it to you right there. Now you can tell which direction to punch is in this particular one. You can tell at the bottom there is 2 stake at the rim of the hole. So obviously the pin went in from the bottom up. So therefore I have to punch it from the top down. But because of the 2 stakes, I need to, at the rim, I need to remove it by using a Dremel. And here, I'm just going to use a round head sander. I'm just going to remove. Yep. And just simple as that. That'll do it. And now I'm ready to punch that hole, punch it out, the pin straight down. Got a punch, got a hammer, and I'm ready to punch it. Now, this is in a receiver. If it's in a receiver, there should be a hole at the bottom. Okay, so the pin would come straight down. Like that. Now if you have a difficult time, the pin doesn't come out easy, then what you need to do is clamp it. Take the pressure off the pin. Okay, like this. You're taking off the pressure because right now the spring is pushing on the locking piece and the locking piece is pushing against the pin. So that's what you would do. That's the easiest way. Okay, now the pin is now pushed out. Alright, and remember, on the receiver there should be a hole at the bottom for the pin to drop out. And this is what the pin looks like. Well, of course you have to have a hole because you need to have that hole to put this pin back in. Okay, and so now I'm going to gently put the pressure back on the button and then pull the punch straight up. Okay, so wash the pieces. Okay, here's the button. Okay, after the button is removed, the internal spring should come out, and you have to remove another pin. It's on the outside. It's on the right side, and I can tell that the upper hole where the pin went into is larger than the bottom hole. So therefore I have to punch it from the bottom up. So let's put this on the vise. Let's see if I could straighten this out a bit, like that. Make sure it's nice and firm. Get the punch and the hammer and start tapping. Okay, it's moving. You can see it's coming out right now. Small piece right there. And just gently tap it. Now this is the outer pin, this is the inner pin. They kind of look identical, but in any case I'm going to separate them. I'm going to put the inner pin separate. Okay, and now I'm just going to remove the punch. The punch removed. Now I'm going to have to turn this like it's screwed on. Okay. Okay. Here it is. It's completely out. Just pull on the sling ring and it should come out pretty easily. There it is. And be careful with the locking piece. And here it is. There it is. The underfolder itself, the stock, slides straight back. Okay, and it separates from the receiver or adapter, and you can see what locks. Actually, I'll show it to you once I remove the lock. And here is the locking piece. Again, I'm going to mark it on an X. It's a felt pen, so I know I can put it back pieces together. I'm going to have to pull this straight up. Okay. There it is. It's coming straight up. And that's it. And this is the sleeve that goes into the locking piece, and this is the locking piece. Now if you notice, the locking piece has a step on the actual lock, and it goes here. It comes through over here like that. Like that. Okay, this is what locks in place. And when you turn it 180 degrees, goes the other way around and locks into the same hole. Okay, now you can change the angle of the stock. Depends on basically the position of these holes. So yeah, you can change the angle. You don't have to be, exactly parallel to the receiver. You could have it at an angle if you want, but then you might have to put a different hole. You have to be in line with the receiver where the mag and the grip is, but on the butt side you can be in an angle, but you have to end up putting up more holes. But that's basically what it looks like. Okay, So when you push the button, this lock backs off from the hole, and then you're able to turn. Alright? Okay, so basically that's how you disassemble an AK-47 underfolder. Okay, to reassemble, pretty simple, it's just a reverse. Then take the locking piece and the sleeve, go like this, okay, and then it drops straight in position, like that. Yeah, make sure it's, yep, okay, it's in position, and make sure this, this cutout is on the upside. Okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, now put the stock in, leave it like this, then take the shaft, make sure the cutout is on the top side, and it slides in. Okay, first of all, make sure that the sling ring goes in first. Okay, like that. Hold like this, then slide it in. Like that. Push it all the way across. Then make sure you line up the right side of the stock, the folder. Keep pushing it in. You might have to wiggle and jiggle it. Okay, let me put it down. Yep. Okay. Before you push it all the way through, make sure the sling is in this position. And now you can grab the stock, put it over the shaft. Okay. Then this goes in. There's a slight bevel on one side, flat on the other. The flat goes against the stock. I'll keep turning it. At the same time, hold on to the sling ring, because it'll turn if you don't. And you can actually turn this by hand. Now, how far to turn is you'll get the feel. If you're too tight, you're not going to be able to move the receiver. So you don't want to be too tight, but you don't want to be too loose either. So I think this is a good spot. Okay. Now you might need a punch to help you line this up. Use the center punch to help me, and it does. It looks like it's gone through, and it's not too wobbly. Okay, not too loose, so that's the right position. Now I'm ready to punch to hammer the pin in. Like that. Take the pin. Now I had to use a file and bevel one end, so it'll go in easier. And remember, the outside pin goes in from the top down, but when it was removed, it was from down up. So now I'm going to put this in, and I can tell there was 2 stakes here, which I didn't need to file. And let's see. Make sure it stays in position. Okay. This one went in pretty easily. Might have to stake this so it doesn't come back out again. There, it's done. See right there? And that's the bottom. I sure could punch it a little further down. I will do so. Good. Yeah, pretty happy with that one. Okay, next, make sure you line up, take the locking piece, make sure it goes in. You have to rotate this. Yep, there it is. Make sure this thing goes all the way in. And you have to rotate, make sure these sleeves are all lined up with the hole. Okay, if it didn't, turn it if you have to, but you do, right there. Make sure your ring is up and down. Now I'm ready to put the spring in. Okay, it's dropped in. And now I'm ready to put the button in. I already marked an arrow. That goes up. Okay, now I have to press it. I'm going to use a I used a punch and I made sure it's all lined up. Now I'm ready to put this pin in. And if you remember, it was from up down, so I'm going to have to put it the reverse. Actually, you can see here I'm not quite lined up. I need to push. Okay, it went in. Okay, and I'm going to release the tension. And there it is. Okay. The inner pin went in. I'm going to down, up, and there it is. It didn't go, actually it didn't go all the way through to this hole, so I'm going to have to line this up better. It looks like it just missed the hole, so now I got to straighten that out a bit. Now I got to have to release the tension again. Yep. No. It looks like it just missed this hole. Just there it is. I just pushed it over, and I'm going to be very gentle to now tap it in. Good. Yep. See, now it went through. Yep. Okay, I'm now ready to test to see if it works. Push the button and tilt the stock. And it seemed to work. Straighten out the butt. And then here for a snap. There it is. It all works. Pretty easy. Remember, if the bottom of your receiver has no holes for the punch, so you can punch these pins, you can drill it. Not a big deal. You'll need the hole, but it's probably there already. So, thank you very much for joining me, and please subscribe.